Beneath the frozen surface of the Arctic Ocean, something moves in silence. It makes no echo, leaves no trace, and glides under the crushing weight of the deep, far from the reach of satellites and sonar. It is not a ship, nor a drone, nor a myth. It is a machine built to disappear, and by the time it resurfaces, it may already be too late. The world knows it by one name, Belgorod. A submarine unlike any other, immense, enigmatic, and monstrous in its purpose. Its danger does not lie in its size or speed, but in what it carries. Poseidon, a nuclear-powered autonomous torpedo capable of traveling thousands of kilometers underwater undetected before unleashing a radioactive tsunami that could wipe entire cities from existence and poison coastlines for decades. While the world's attention lingers on the war in Ukraine, the artillery duels, the burning cities, and the proxy struggles, something far more terrifying is unfolding beneath the ocean. The question haunting analysts is whether Poseidon is merely a threat or already part of a plan. The K-329 Belgorod was never intended to be an ordinary submarine. From its earliest days, its construction was cloaked in secrecy and half-truths. Laid down in the early 1990s, the project was abandoned following the collapse of the Soviet Union, leaving its unfinished hull to rust in obscurity. Yet in the early 2010s, Russia quietly revived the effort. This time, they were not completing a submarine. They were creating a platform for the future of underwater warfare. At 605 feet in length, longer than the Titanic, Belgorod is the largest submarine ever built, but it is not designed for conventional naval combat. It carries no ballistic missile silos and does not hunt surface fleets. Its mission is experimental, focused on deploying deep-sea drones, sensor systems, and most importantly, the Poseidon nuclear delivery system. Belgorod was built to operate at depths where no Western submarine dares linger. Its loyalty lies not with Russia's conventional navy, but with the main Directorate of Deep-Sea Research, a shadowy branch of the Russian military that answers directly to the Kremlin. The exact number of Poseidon torpedoes on board remains unknown, with estimates ranging from 2 to 6. Each is capable of traveling thousands of miles underwater without resurfacing, guided by its own nuclear reactor. Once Belgorod disappears beneath the polar ice, it becomes untouchable. No satellite can spot it, no sonar can detect it, and no fleet can intercept it. It is, in every sense, a ghost of the deep. Poseidon itself is unlike any traditional torpedo. It is an unmanned underwater vehicle, driven by a miniature nuclear reactor. Once dismissed as a fantastical rumor, its existence was confirmed by Russia in 2018 and again in 2020. Unlike intercontinental ballistic missiles, it does not launch into the skies where radars can see it, nor does it burn through the atmosphere with a visible trail. Instead, it crawls silently at depths beyond 1,000 meters, slipping under most detection arrays and beneath the threshold of hope. Its design serves one purpose: strategic terror. With an estimated yield between 2 and 100 megatons, Poseidon's warhead is adjustable to its mission. In theory, a single detonation off the coast of a major city could raise a tsunami tens of meters high, obliterating everything in its path. The devastation would not end with destruction alone. Nuclear contamination would spread through the floodwaters, seeping into infrastructure, soil, and even nuclear plants drowned in radioactive seawater. What it leaves behind is not simply ruin, but poisoned earth. Psychological terror. The long-term denial of territory, and the creation of ghost towns glowing under the weight of fallout and silence, are at the core of Poseidon's design. It does not require a launch window or satellite communication. It can move along the seabed with pre-programmed maps, and, most disturbingly, can be deployed during peacetime, lying in wait for activation. Western defense systems, from Aegis to Iron Dome to THAAD, are designed to intercept missiles, not unmanned drones moving silently beneath the continental shelves. If Poseidon is ever launched, the world would not know until the wave has already struck. When Belgorod entered active service in July 2022, NATO responded immediately. Underwater sensors were activated across the Atlantic, surveillance networks were recalibrated, and anti-submarine aircraft began flying in new, unpredictable patterns. Even the Cold War SOSUS sound surveillance system was reactivated in critical areas. Yet none of it solved the problem. The truth remains that Belgorod's position is often unknown. Western navies may hold the upper hand in open waters, but under the Arctic ice and in the deep trench zones of the North Atlantic, their advantage fades. For decades, Russian submarines have treated that region as a natural shield. And Belgorod was designed to thrive in that hidden battlefield. Unconfirmed but unsettling reports suggest Poseidon trials have taken place in the Barents Sea, with possible deployments near the Black Sea, uncomfortably close to the Ukrainian front. Russian state media has also played its part, hinting at Poseidon's existence not as an immediate threat, but as a signal. The message is clear. If NATO were ever to place troops on Ukrainian soil, Russia's response might not follow conventional rules of war. This new strategy, built on asymmetric deterrence and deliberate ambiguity, has proven effective. No Western admiral dares to gamble against Poseidon's silence. And no coastal city wants to be the one to find out if it is real. The war in Ukraine rages on with artillery and tanks. But beneath the oceans another war plays out, a shadow war of sonar pings, secret briefings, and movements that remain unseen. In the old world, apocalypse came from above, with missiles arching across the sky, alarms screaming, and sirens granting just enough time to say goodbye. Today, it may come from below. No flash, no blast, no warning, only water, silence, and then nothing. Belgorod continues its patrol, carrying weapons that do not require permission to kill. Somewhere inside its vast hull, the Poseidon torpedoes waiting for orders. Waiting for a miscalculation, waiting for the next chapter in a conflict the world is already struggling to follow. As the ocean hides its secrets, one question rises: what if this is not a bluff? What if Poseidon is not a weapon of last resort, but a message? And what if the message will only be understood after the coastlines have already vanished?